Da.
Okay, it should be working. Yeah, it's working.
Okay, there we go. Oh, there we go. Is that better, guys? Okay, Reese. I'm trying to adjust it. Put it back!
There's nothing wrong with the monitor.
It's my fault you like to look at it like... So that's literally... I'm just gonna be resetting it and hoping one of these goes... Ba-da-ling! Just like we did with your...
Well, guys, have a nice day.
No, we gotta go for 2... I need 3 of these! I'm going for a living shiny dex. And just so you guys know, these are 2 different spawns. Each time I come in, there should be a different Tynamo. 2 of them at least. And I already do have an alpha of these, and it's very adorable. Like, for instance, now it's 32. Ah. The funny thing is, one of the few Pokemon that I can't get the shine for me for some reason is Pikachu. Yep, and this time we are hunting the tiny little eel. It's supposed to be a baby eel. Because baby eels are literally, like, almost completely see-through. And then once they get older, they kind of gain color, and then they come in, like, full coloration. We actually didn't know how eels reproduced for the longest amount of time, as they didn't seem to have anywhere. We couldn't figure out where they spawned. And eels only grow their developmental organs for reproduction at the age they go to reproduce, and then they die. So angry Tynamo. So every eel we were finding was basically either too young or not old enough. So yeah, we actually just figured out how eels reproduce about, I believe it was 10 years ago. Some people are still, like, in disbelief that it actually took as long as it did. What are the odds of getting double alphas? You okay? And can you give me in my phone? Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna use it to count the encounters. Oh yeah, their blood is insanely toxic. The thing I find cool about the Tynamo and Electros line is it's literally a mix of the hagfish and the eel, 2 of the oldest like unevolved creatures that we know of that we can actually date back to prehistoric times. Bro, if this is if this shines, ironically, I need like 3 of these things. So I'm like, ugh. And you may have noticed some of the Pokemon in my party did change. We have my Alpha Tyranitar. He's big. And my Alpha Gallade. He also tall. Phone, honey? Honey, you can pull up a .com. It's called Shiny Hunter something.
I'll go get your phone.
Thank you, because I don't wanna mess with anything. Damn, that's loud. And you want me to move back down here?
This nigga here in the morning.
Yeah, the baby would have a heart attack. She's already having, like, nightmares. Like, last night she had a nightmare and then was in my bed all night. This is Gen 8. Target is Tynamo. Oh yeah, we did end up getting the shiny Drampa. It took me 920 resets. And I did name her Mocha. And this is what the Mega looks like. Yeah, I'm not going in there. Actually, I might. Just to ambush this guy. Then I realized it could have auto-saved on me. Okay, today's time, we started hunting for this one. 3:50. Okay, so we've done 1, 2, 3. We've done about, I think, yeah, every time we do it. What I'm gonna do is we've done about 20 of checks of these guys. And as you may recognize, yes, I had to knock out the Alpha Sharpedo, so it would not. Okay, so that's another 2. Every time I refresh it, I just add 2 to the counter. If the Pokemon fact is appropriate, then yes. That is actually 100% true. The original game was an absolute mess. Actually, in Pokemon Yellow, it still was a mess. It was just slightly improved. There's actually a whole entire way you could actually backtrack and get Mew, which I did successfully pull off. It was painful though. Missigno is actually one of the few things I don't think Missigno has appeared in the past couple of generations. Which kind of is interesting because, you know, there's always been a sprite for it. But I haven't even heard a mention of it since the DS games. Well, Sword and Shield, I should say. I haven't heard about any of it since Sword and Shield. Wow, that I did not know there were 2 scrapped areas. I knew that there was unused material for the game. And I knew there was like a bunch of glitches. That is another big boy. Nope. Do you know this fun fact about it actually though? Did you know that the creator of Pokemon's favorite Pokemon is actually Poliwag, and the reason is because when he was a child, he used to catch tadpoles, and that's why it has a swirled stomach, because the tadpole's intestines are swirled like Poliwag's whirl. Yeah, his favorite line is the Poly line, which is probably why it got a secondary evolution in the 2nd generation. The first Pokemon that he ever drew, though, was Rhydon. not to be confused with the first Pokemon to ever exist, Arceus, or the first Pokemon in the first Pokédex, Bulbasaur. That's why, ironically, you know how when you were in the wild areas, you see those little dinosaur sprites? These right here. Those were the original sprites for the dragon type in the game. It's actually a whole area. Yes, it was the first fully completed line. Most people think that Gengar was inspired by Clefable or Clefairy, but it's actually the other way around. While Gengar comes from the shadows, Clefairy and Clefable are powered by the moon. Oh, and there was also confirmation that Kangaskhan was going to be the final evolution of Cubone. Yeah, turns out Marowak was gonna be a middle evolution. So the theory that Cubone is a baby Kangaskhan is 100% confirmed, which is really sad. So it's an evolved baby's Kangaskhan, basically. Basically, the Cubone evolved through the abandonment, and once it became a Marowak, it reproduced and created a whole new species. And this is actually, it can also be traced back to the fact that the Safari Zone was a place where endangered Pokemon could be encountered due to poachers. And the whole entire backstory of Marowak and Cubone is the fact that Marowak was literally beat to unalive, basically, by Team Rocket in front, and Mr. Fuji was actually part of Team Rocket. If I remember correctly, she's actually also like the reason we have so many creepypastas about a ghost girl. Shiny hunting, and just in the background you just hear, "You are a toy." My husband's watching Toy Story again. Honey, how many times have you watched that? I think that there was indeed actually a whole story for the ghost girl in Lumios. Because there was a whole entire quest that led up to her, and then it was just crickets. Complete crickets. Huh. Also, just so everybody knows, this is a Pokemon that I would not normally touch with a 5-foot pole, nor attempt to hunt in any other game because especially Scarlet and Violet, because the difference in this Pokemon's coloration is so minute that without the sound, it is basically just impossible to see. Like, getting rid of the sound completely basically just uproots the whole fact or ability of shiny hunting certain Pokemon. Yeah, and they scrapped it, and I was very sad. There's even data for his whole Pokemon team. 20 resets. I still can't believe I got double alpha Tynamos. Like, he was supposed to. The funny thing is, wow. Yeah, I don't think anybody's. Another thing that I don't understand why it never reappeared, Pokerus. Pokerus was such a useful virus that basically showed up in Generation 4. And then out of nowhere, it just disappeared in Sword and Shield. They got rid of a lot of the glitches and things that Pokemon was known for in Sword and Shield. I still cannot believe I got stuck behind the battle zone. Hey, Cheaty. Yeah. Yeah, I'm well aware. I heard the game bug was so bad it actually would crash out and completely wipe the whole game files. Ooh. Yeah, it basically corroded the whole entire... It corroded files. Like, literally ate the files. Basically, it was like, yeah, I'm resetting for Shiny Tynamo. Because this is the only game I'll ever be able to technically hunt it in because of the sound effect. And stars. Because let's face it, trying to tell the difference between a Shiny Tynamo and a normal one is like, can you tell the difference between these two pictures? It's the same picture. And these are the ones I've caught early today as well. Managed to get a Shiny Kadabra. Mochi helped trade over the Onyx I caught today and turn it into a Steelix. And then I caught myself a Goodra. And then these are all alphas. This thing is huge. It's an alpha of the Jumbo Pokemon, of the Jumbo. And I love it. It's a very chunky pumpkin. Yes, they were literally the code of each individual Pokemon. Which is why it was so hard to actually find a shiny Pokemon. Because it physically would never appear in the actual game. That, versus the, where in Gen 2 it would appear as a sprite, in Gen 1 it was literally just the code. Having any Pokemon from a Gen 1 game a absolutely astonishing fleet. We have done 40 soft resets, so that's about 41 now. So that's about 40 times, yeah, 80 encounters, technically. Now 84. Hey, Donut! We did end up getting the shiny. It took me, way too dang long. It took 920 resets. But she's beautiful. I mean, oh, you probably can't see it over the chat, but answer the. And this is what the mega looks like. Hmm? They can hear you. Okay. I know. I know. What game are you gonna do some grinding on, Cheaty? Okay. Yeah, that's not a minor bug. Basically, Drampa Go is like born elderly. It's a very protective Pokemon that actually, if you're the bully, it would say that Drampa could burn down the house of the bully, and everybody was like, how is this old geezer looking Pokemon, gonna come over and burn down a bully's house? Yeah, they answered that question in the Mega. Mega Drampa is how. Yeah, don't mess with the bibis. You make fun of the bibis, you mess with the bebe that is the friend of a Drampa, and you turn into Quispy. Oh, now, bro, I'm gonna be honest. One thing I will give the Pokemon games, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, is somehow they literally managed to keep every single gosh forsaken glitch in the games. Like, I knew you said you were gonna do a authentic remake, but you didn't have to go that authentic. Like, good lord. Like, I'm somebody who grew up with Gen 4 as their first game. My first starter was a Turtwig, who I unfortunately lost due to my action replay almost frying my whole entire DS. I lost every single Pokemon except 2 of my shinies that I somehow forgot that I moved over to my Pokemon Ranch and was able to get them off, thankfully. And that was my Volbeat and my shiny Volbeat and my shiny Politoed. Oh yeah, it's full of glitches. Like, the only way we could actually even get a lot of the mythical Pokemon, because Pokemon just decided, oh, you want to have Darkrai? Ah, too bad. You have 1 month out of a 2-year period in a week in that month to get this item via the gift code, and we're not even going to have an announcement because we don't know how to use the internet yet. Yeah, so Shaman and Darkrai were literally only available by doing a certain walk cheat line glitch that was only really accessible easily using a action replay. So that's how I got my Darkrai and my Shaman back then. Because I was obsessed on completing the Pokédex. And I wasn't gonna let no damn freaking parcel item keep me from getting my full Pokédex. I was so angry. I'm like, so you mean to tell me I searched everywhere for this gosh dang crescent moon and I can't even get the freaking awesome shadow with the teeny legs? Bro, and I don't care what you say, Cynthia back then was an absolute nightmare, and bro, how did they make her even worse in the remake, though? Like, what? Who in that development team sat down and said, you know what we should do? Let's re-traumatize an entire generation of Pokemon fans by making Cynthia twice as hard as in the original fluffing games. Bro, they literally, not only did they fix the fact where the only thing they fixed was the error with the type, where they would go and pick random moves in that generation. Bro, Cynthia was already extremely hard because her Pokemon literally just jump like 10 levels compared to the other Elite Four members. And she also has some of the most overpowered Pokemon in the game for that generation. But now, bro, I was 25 years old when I had to refight Cynthia in Shining Pearl. And when I tell you that I was sweating fighting Cynthia, I went in there with level 80 Pokemon and she was one-shotting everything. That woman has given me lifetime and her family line. And then on top of that, they couldn't just leave it with Cynthia. No, they gotta pull Volo out of nowhere. And then they said, hey, let's traumatize him even more and reveal that Volo is still alive. What do you mean he's still alive? Bro. Never in a Pokemon game, like ever in a Pokemon game, have we had to deal with the bullshit we have had to deal with in the Legends games. Legends Arceus literally threw you into basically a... Bro, Missingno's been missing in every single Switch game, and honestly, I kind of miss seeing the random person panicking as their Pokemon turned into a Missingno. I miss the random, like, oh my god! Just on a random forum somewhere as you're trying to figure out where you're supposed to go in a game. But as I was saying, for some reason, the Pokemon Legends games have done something that no other game has done, and that is, for the love of all that is holy. First, Legends Arceus throws your ass literally into a Legend of Zelda-esque Pokemon beat 'em up, where apparently every Pokemon is out to beat your butt, including the butterflies. Why were the butterflies aggressive? And then if you look into the if you know anything about the butterflies that were aggressive, Beautifly, while this Pokemon looks elegant and divine, it is actually a very efficient predator. It does not, unlike most butterflies, it does not use the nectar of flowers. It drinks the blood of other Pokemon. Beautifly will attach itself onto other Pokemon and then inject its proboscis, drinking as much blood as it needs. Yeah, it's basically a vampire butterfly. Yeah, Pokemon. Aw, what a cutie, reads the Pokédex entry. I'm just gonna put you in the PC now. Like, everybody's like, why is this one aggressive? Why is this one aggressive? I'm like, these are all Pokemon that, to them, you're not friendly. You are literally a predator, and this is literally feudal Japan. Like, but to have a 2-stage, never in any Pokemon game have we ever had a 2-stage Pokemon fight where they just threw your butt into not only facing this guy. Wait. Oh yeah, never mind. That was technically a 3-stage Pokemon fight. I mean, you'd be too if you. Drifloon. Drifloon. It spirits away children. It will drag people to the underworld. It dislikes large children. Literally, it's Pokédex entry. And the reason is it can't lift them. It can't lift them to bring them to the spirit world because they're too fat. So apparently being fit in the Pokemon world means you have the chance of getting picked up by a Drifloon and just carried to the afterlife. Yeah. Spiritomb is actually made up of 108 evil people's spirits. Like, I'm sure you're a perfectly normal weight. Because let's face it, most of us are, and we're just kind of. Oh yeah, it lets out a scream that literally sounds like it's like literally like it's just be careful it's not type 2 diabetes, because type 2 diabetes does the opposite. How to defeat Drifloon. Hamburger. Hamburger. Yes, it is literally it's a reference to the Aztec death whistle, which is a real thing, and it actually sounds like the dying screams. And they would play it to scare their. Is there a Pokemon that doesn't have disturbing lore? Well, seeing that a lot of Pokemon are based off of yokai, real life animals, and other things, I'm trying to think if there hasn't been one that doesn't. Eevee's actually one of the most horrifying to me because of just the fact that apparently every single one of its evolutions is its body just morphing into a different form. So you got this little itty bitty thing whose body just undergoes these horrific fast changes. In each one of these Pokemon, you would not want to own in real life because, yeah, Eevee's adorable, don't get me wrong, but each one of them has a very unfortunate thing. Vaporeon is literally made out of water atoms. If you accidentally lose your Vaporeon in the bathtub or the pool, and somebody what if your Vaporeon gets in the toilet and it disappears? And you flush the toilet, and then you realize and all you see is your Vaporeon just going down the toilet bowl. Like, bro, or it gets washed out into the ocean. Like, there's way too many things that could go wrong with a water type molecule Pokemon. Oh, another one. And another thing, yeah, I believe there's a Pokemon that drags people into the sand. But then again, and then you have Flareon. It's extremely cuddly and cute, but no, Pylosand more specifically. Sandygast just hypnotizes the people after they touch the handle on the top of its head, making them put more sand onto it so it can evolve into Pylosand. Then once it's Pylosand, they're swallowed alive. Literally, the Pokédex entry says there is a mound of bones under every Pylosand. It does not specify what bones. But as I was saying, Flareon is really cuddly. It's really cute. But the problem is, it's a fire type. And it's a fox. It's a fire dog fox. That's cat behavior for you. But yeah, basically, Flareon, apparently, if Flareon gets something on its nose, and it sneezes fire. It also prefers to scorch its food before eating it. So yeah, imagine you come home from a hard day of work to a house and just there's no house. The house is gone. All that's left is like a few firefighters and your Flareon just sitting there. Yeah, no thank you. Then we get to my personal favorite evolution outside of Flareon, Jolteon. Yes, I like Spiky Boy. Yes, Flareon is a fire hazard with allergens. Yeah, it's allergic to it's basically allergic to pollen. Poor thing. But I love Jolteon. It was my first evolution. I have a love-hate relationship with it, but I also love Flareon. Those are my two favorites, is Flareon and Jolteon. But Jolteon is a whole nother, like, imagine you have a cat, but that cat is covered in electric quills. Quills, which if it gets spooked, shoot out of its body like missiles. And it gets better. They're venomous. Yeah. Pokemon don't just get paralyzed because of the electricity. It's because the pins themselves contain a paralyzing toxin. Then we get to Espeon. I'm sorry, but you give a cat that much power. I'm sorry, no, that cat is what you piss off an Espeon. You piss off an Espeon, and only God knows what it's going to do to you. That is a psychic cat. You don't live in that house. You live in its house. Like, that cat could literally pick up the couch and drop it on you. Yeah, no thank you. Oh my gosh. And then we get Umbreon. Umbreon. Oh, what a cool Pokemon. It'd probably make a cool nightlight, seeing that its rings are always glowing. Yet, most people don't know that Umbreon's Pokédex entry specifically states that it is It is one of the most feared predators. Even other dark types bow in its presence. Another one also says that Umbreon's lights are calming, but it is nothing but a farce. Once the Pokemon gets close enough, the Umbreon strikes with severe ferocity, poisoning and devouring it. Yeah, Umbreon is poisonous. Yeah, that's why other dark types are afraid of it. Because it's very tanky, but it also has the stuff. Then we get to Leafeon. Leafeon is honestly probably the safest evolution to own. But the problem is, just like a houseplant, if you forget to give it water, it will shrivel and die. What if it doesn't get it? It also needs to sunbathe in order to keep its leaves proper. So yeah, you're telling me that if I forget to if you're terrible at keeping plants and you happen to get unfortunately are close enough and your Eevee evolves into a Leafeon that you could accidentally kill it by going out of town for 5 days and leaving Mima to water it. Yeah, no thank you. Glaceon is another one that I would never let near my house, mainly because it likes to freeze things for fun. Yeah. Oh, Sylveon's the worst out of all of them. Sylveon is literally, despite needing a fairy type and friendship to evolve, Sylveon's Pokédex entries repeatedly state its hatred for dragon type Pokemon. The Pokédex entry states Sylveon will take its tentacle-like feelers and wrap it around small dragon type Pokemon. It will then proceed to strangle the Pokemon. Bro, that is like a dog bringing me a dead bird. Oh no, Glaceon, when I said it freezes things, I meant it freezes animals. You gotta remember, these are cats. So yeah, very similar to Frostlass. It keeps some as trophies. Yeah. Also, Sylveon's also. Like, Sylveon honestly is one of the few Pokemon that as a... Not the Dragon Noodle! Not the Treadle! So, as somebody who absolutely loves the evolution lines, when they revealed Sylveon in Gen 6, I was honestly confused as to what I was looking at. One, I was wondering, why is it only one? They're either introduced in 3s or 2s. And I was also confused as to why it didn't look like it belonged in the evolution lineup. Like, it just looked so out of place along the other evolutions. That I just was so confused. And then I read its Pokédex entries and I was terrified of it. I literally would avoid, like, when I saw a trainer with a Sylveon on their team, I would just box all my dragon types so fast. I'm like, I did hear babies. Like, bro, how is Pangoro more like Pangoro, which is literally like this macho panda that seeks out fights, literally more chill than a freaking cat flat ribbon fairy. Like, mm, mm-mm. And there are certain Pokemon that I absolutely love. Like, with a passion like no other. Like, personally, I grew up in Florida for 4 years of my life. So yes, I have quite an attachment to crocodiles and alligators. So, of course, I like this. This is okay to me. But it's only because I grew up around these things. For instance, somebody else could grow up around it and be completely like, oh, heck no. And they'd pick like Chikorita or Pignut or Tepig. But you also have to remember that these Pokemon are each gonna need like huge, huge enclosures. Yeah, I lost it too. We're somewhere in like, I think we're in over 100 resets. Yeah, I'm not honestly surprised. Like, my other shiny was pretty fast. It's just kind of boring resetting for these. Like, once I get a one of these, I don't think I'm gonna personally hunt down the other ones. I'm just gonna transfer my shiny Electric and my other one over. Like, mm-mm, mm-mm. Come on, I just want one of you. But yeah, like for instance, I really like Bulbasaur. It's a very, like, I love Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle. But here's the thing. If you look at who is, like, at the size of their final evolutions, when you think of a Pokemon, you also have to put into the fact that that Pokemon does not stay small forever. And if we apply real world logic to that, it normally would mean as the Pokemon either gains experience in life or gets older. So, if a Pokemon were to grow as you were, for instance, like you hit the age of, like, basically you would have an Ivysaur until it hit the age of 36. You leave my baby alone. But, like, for instance, if you had a Pikachu in real life, that Pikachu is going to need a constant supply of electricity, so you can kiss a small electricity bill goodbye. Same with the Dene and any other electric type Pokemon. They are literally an electric outlet machine. They physically eat, as part of their normal diet, electricity. Then you have water types. And dependent on the water type that you own, for instance, let's use a Magikarp. For instance, Magikarp stays relatively small at first, But the second it hits level 20, it evolves into Gyarados, which needs a much bigger environment. Like, bro, if you have a pool in the backyard, yeah, you're good. But if you don't, yeah, that poor Gyarados is gonna be sitting there looking at you like you just stepped all over it. Because it's not gonna fit in that tiny tank. And yes, they can fly, but still, you want your Pokemon to have somewhere where it feels comfortable. The only one I've actually found that might actually work, the only two, like, the sad thing is, as many people as I know that would want to have a Charmander in real life, it's just not functional. Mainly because of one major design issue. The tail. Charmander's tail physically cannot be put out, otherwise it dies. That also goes with Charmeleon and Charizard, meaning that this Pokemon can be the sweetest thing, but it can accidentally set your whole entire house ablaze just by backing into something. Imagine you're cuddling with your Charmander, next thing you smell smoke and the drapes go up. Yeah. The reason I think the best starter for, like, I'd say people who live in forested or farm areas for a Pokemon, honestly, a lot of the grass types are really good candidates for like pets, because each one of them, I've noticed, stays within a size that can be relatively kept in either a large outdoor house or an indoor home. But, like, for instance, like, if you live on a beach or somewhere with a lot of water, that's where I feel like, or a lake or somewhere. That is where I feel like you would be able to have a water type Pokemon. Like, like, the only water starter that I know that probably could live in a house is Greninja in its final form that I'm thinking of. And maybe Samurott, because that thing is tiny. Like, disappointingly tiny. Yeah, Bulbasaur is one I actually personally like. It's great with keeping people from calming down. It's great at calming people down. It's good with kids. It can help you with gardening. It can help you water your plants. It can help you reach things with its vines. It also can keep itself alive using the bulb on its back by sunbathing, while also being able to keep itself alive off of food. It's a very low effort, just very community driven Pokemon. I know.
What?
Just get the pie. Do not do this, please.
I don't care.
How many times have I restarted that game? At least 100 plus. I'm not joking. I am. Like an hour looking at the same thing is making me question my sanity. I'm gonna be honest, what grass dire would be most hard to own as a pet? Immediately when you said that, I went to Grookey. Because one, it's a monkey. Oh, thank you, Cheaty. I can update that now. Cheaty, I got you. Cheaty really said, I got you, fam. Can one of you shine, please? Like, bro, I literally have the possibility right now. Oh, Morph, you have no idea. Murph, do you want to see how what my boxes look like? These are my extras. "17 shiny fledglings, 4 extra Magikarps, 17 Skiddos, 2 extra Go-Goat, 6 extra Badoo, 18 Litleo, 5 Pidgey, 4 Pancham, 5 Vivleon, 7 Flabébés, 4 Esper, 3 Weedle, and 2 Spinarak. These are all extras. And now we're back to just... And these are all the ones I've already caught. And these are my alphas. Well, technically they're not all my alphas, because I also have some of my other alphas in here. I don't think any of these are. No, they're not. I also have these 3, which were... This is an alpha, for instance. That's an alpha. These are both alphas. This is an alpha. That's an alpha. That's an alpha. So yes, I do like my shiny. I like it a shiny. Bro, I have a flock, I have a herd, I have a freaking pride of lions. And you know what the worst part is? None of those are even really from the Shiny Spitter 5000, aka putting down your stick. No, that's just me trying to reset for a Pikachu. Thank you, Cheaty. Oh, you haven't even... Bro, y'all would not want to... Bro, I have like almost 20 boxes full of Shinies and Scarlet and Violet. I had so many, I had to give some away in Wonder Trade. I was running out of room. Oh, and that's not even counting all of the shinies that I have in my Pokemon Bank and my Pokemon Home. Oh, Morph, I have over 1,000 of them in Pokemon Go. I I got a lot of shinies. Let's see, let me pull up my Pokemon Go real quick. Let's just say I have always had a lot of time on my hands and not much to fill it with. And shiny hunting was just something I picked up along the way that I really liked. Okay. I have 1,221 shiny Pokemon on Pokemon Go. And that goes from shinies as common as like a Pidgey to as rare as event and legendaries and mythicals. And yet, I have still yet to be able to complete the shiny living dex. Because, unfortunately, some Pokemon have yet to be even released in their shiny forms. Looking at you, frickin' Victini. Yes, Victini is one of the few Pokemon to have never be released in its shiny form since its debut. We have also never gotten shiny Volcanion, shiny Hoopa, or shiny Magearna. You notice a trend here? These are all Pokemon that came out around the 5th generation to the most recent. And Keldeo only recently got a shiny announcement and or legitimate release through Pokemon Go. Yeah. Diancie just got a shiny in Pokemon Go as well, which is immediately going to my Pokemon Home the second I'm able to actually complete that work on there, which is an absolute chore in itself. Like, you have all the time in the world, but it is very Like, it is not easy to get a lot of these. Like, I'm trying to find... Here it is, Meloetta, the Dazzling Aria. You had to catch 107 Pokemon from each region. And that's only part 1. Like, there are so many Pokemon that are just astronomically hard to get in shiny forms and are only released in very minute and or obscure events that happen for limited times, which is what happened with shiny Miraidon and Koraidon, which I was, thank God, able to get my hands on because I was not about to let that slip out. I was like, I am not getting... I paid for the codes before everybody started scalping them. Yeah, I bought the codes off of a kid before everybody started scalping them. Because I needed 2 codes. Moon has Violet and I have Scarlet, so we got both of them. But the problem is, very similar, the legendary dogs and Eternatus were also given out in the same manner, which was a code card. Back in the day, it wasn't that hard to get a code card at your local game store. But now, apparently, these game cards are absolutely overpriced as hell because Pokemon is not a game for people to enjoy anymore, because scalpers have come in and anything that is collectible or limited time they have grabbed onto and completely annihilated, like, from the collector space, which is like one of the worst things that has ever happened in my opinion. Like, bro, I'm literally giving out most of my bulk or extra cards, including my, like, if I pull an extra illustration rare, or if I pull an extra alternate art, or an extra ultra rare alternate art, I literally give those away to kids who cannot get their hands on Pokemon cards for free. I don't care about how much they're worth, really. The cards I get graded are because they're part of my personal collection and I personally enjoy them. But a lot of people are really just tired of seeing grown ass men and or women fisticuffing in a fucking Walmart for cardboard. Like, I've been collecting Pokemon cards since I was 9. And until last year, I could never actually say that I had physically seen somebody fight over a piece of cardboard. But last year, y'all, and this year, I have seen so many grown-ass adults, unemployed grown-ass adults, all trying to hit basically what they see as the lottery and mowing over younger kids or moms trying to get their kids a singular pack of Pokemon cards for the holidays. And that just makes me sick to my stomach. Because Pokemon, you know it's bad when the Pokemon company has to come out and say that they're going to start flooding the market with reprinted of sets that have already technically stopped being, reprinted. They've stopped reprinting certain sets. So we just end up with like all these people technically, hey Luke, but technically they're not allowed to return Pokemon cards to these big name stores. But some of them have inside people who are allowing them to return these cards. And personally, I think they should be fired over that, because not only is it a loss technically to the company, but it's also a loss to the people who are looking for the cards at the time when they came out. Do you see what I mean, Cheaty? It's relaxing. You just kind of just... And then when you get a shiny, it's like, woo, I got a bite. Bro, the thing is, Pokemon cards here in the US are out of hand. The English cards sell for an astronomically increased price because our quality control is like really bad compared to Japan. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I recently opened my first pack of Japanese Pokemon cards that in over 10 years. Okay, that snapped me out. Are we at what? Are we at 70? But yeah, as I was saying, I recently opened my first pack of Japanese Pokemon cards in over 10 years, and the difference in the feel and just how well they are made compared to the ones in America is honestly just bro, Yu-Gi-Oh has been reprinted so much that they're basically worth nothing. Not to mention that the game itself is basically kind of there, but not. It's one of those games where if you play it, you'll still collect the cards, but there hasn't been really enough revenue for them to, and they've just been reprinting every single card over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Like, I don't think I've even heard of a Yu-Gi-Oh anime being revealed or announced since 2016? Like, bro, everybody's like, oh, Digimon's dead in the US. No, it's more alive than Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Over there with, like, on a freaking heart monitor. Everybody's like, well, what about Magic the Gathering? I'm like, bro, Magic the Gathering just started doing collabs in the Avatar The Last Airbender. Bro, I went to go look up because I was actually considering getting some of the collector's packs. Nah. Pre-orders for that shit was going up $2,000 for a single booster box of cards. How the ever-loving heck are you gonna tell me that they are selling these cards at more than a new phone. And it's all because they're Avatar The Last Airbender. And the Final Fantasy cards, too. Bro, I remember when Magic the Gathering was just Magic the Gathering. They only have recently reappeared into the limelight due to these crossovers. But of course, not many people are able to get these big, heavy chase card packs because everybody... It's simple. People buy them and they scalp them. It's very similar to the Pokemon cards. I am not joking when I say that people will do literally anything but get a damn job in this economy. I'm pretty sure somebody would steal candy from a child if somebody gave them $1 to do so. Because I have seen grown-ass men take Pokemon cards out of a kid's hand. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah, bro, literally, you want to scare somebody on Halloween? Put up a job application on your front door and call it a day. There you go, your house is decorated for Halloween. Ooh, job application. It's like, bro, I own my own business outside of being a YouTuber. I work with animals for a living. I literally watch people's I babysit people. I'm a professional pet sitter, meaning that I had to go through a whole schooling in order to get where I am. I'm not just some person you picked off of Rover or somebody who's, oh, my kids can watch your dog on the week if you need them on the weekends. No, I'm like literally certified by the fact that I know how to give CPR to a fish. I know how to give CPR to a lizard. Do you know what it's like having to go on a gecko? Meanwhile, people are too scared to do anything. They're scared to leave their houses. Everybody's triggered by everything. Like, I remember 10 years ago, people could post what they wanted on the internet, and it could be the most racist, stereotypical, down bad thing, and people would be guffawing at it. And now you post the tiniest little bit of possibly, like, thing, and everybody goes at you like you just released, like you just opened the freaking Ark of the Covenant. Like, when did people completely lose their ability to laugh at themselves? And completely lose as well as just completely become in a state of denial. Because here's the thing. If there is a piece of the world that you are from, I am literally part of that. I am not joking when I say that I took a DNA test and that thing came back with so many different races on there that I felt like I was scratching off, like I was collecting them like the Infinity Gauntlet. I'm like, what in gosh name? You can't say any jokes nowadays. Like, a few years ago, a Chinese stereotype would have been okay. Now it's offensive. And the thing is, it's not even the Japanese or the Mexicans that are upset with these 9 times out of 10. It's the white people with no job. And that's coming from me. I'm white as heck. I'm Irish. I'm part Irish, I'm part French, I'm part Italian, I am part Scottish, I am part German, I am white, white, white. I am Caucasian on top of Caucasian, 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 Caucasian. There is a small 2% Nigerian in me, a 2% Native American, and 2% Puerto Rican, and then there's like 5% Brazilian. And I'm like, where the hell did we get Brazilian? Not to mention, everybody seems to judge each other by our skin color nowadays. And then we're just kind of grouped into those ethnicities. Like, bro, I can't even find where we came from in Germany. Oh yeah, I'm also part Hungarian as well. So apparently somebody in my family was in Germany and Hungary at the same time. I mean, I knew like, Jesus. Like, my family heritage goes way back. It's really weird. And I'm like looking at all the different and I'm like, where the heck did half of these come from? Bro, and the fact that like there are so many things that should not be able to be posted online. And the best thing that I can think of, yeah, literally, like if you want to say, if you really want to know what an American is somebody who is so dang mixed that they are literally from every single part of the world in one. That is an American. We have come from literally every single part of the world. But the funny thing is, most people, when they hear American, they're like, oh, an American, you mean the Indian killers. And then I'm like, bro, I'm part Native American. I have Cherokee in me. I miss when people weren't upset over the tiniest things. I miss when people wouldn't judge you for being a different color or a different race. I miss when people weren't scared to actually be happy and be themselves. Girl, I felt that. That was my whole entire experience in school. You're slightly different, you get bullied. But here's the thing. At least that bullying made me see what I'm actually good at. When people say bring back bullying, they don't mean like the punching bullying. They mean like the pointing out the weird shit. Like, bro, I don't care, like, what you identify as. I really don't. But the minute you come to me and you expect me to be able to guess what you identify as without telling me what you identify as, and then you get upset with me for quote unquote misgendering you, how the hell am I misgendering you if you won't tell me what you identify as? The math ain't math in here, people. Like, and another thing is like, if I had $1 for every single, like, every single time I've looked and there was a new pronoun added to that list, it has been turned into an absolute circus. Like, bro, there are certain things that you just have to, times you have to look at things and you're just like, yeah, you need to go to the doctor. And not, yes, Slay Queen. Because here's the thing. A lot of people that did absolutely atrocious things. Bro, it's not even the whole alphabet anymore. We're using sounds, colors, shapes, animals. Bro. Also, another thing I just want to let y'all know. Did you know the word skibbity is now in the English dictionary? Yeah. Let that sink in. Yep, if you look it up online, it comes up in the English dictionary. I wish I could make this up. But on to the other thing is, has anybody else noticed that YouTube recently has just been flooded with AI slop? Like, I mean really bad, just like nobody is getting views on their videos. And it's because these AI channels, bro, it's not just K-pop demon hunters. They're using anything that they can put in. But it is mainly K-pop demon hunters. Is not something I think should be available to the general public. We as a human, I don't think it should be a thing. I really don't. Because exactly, content farms are already an issue. And bro, when I saw there was an AI generated music. There was AI generated music is now on the top 10 list of music. That is not good. The minute we start letting this kind of stuff weasel its way in is the minute everything starts to collapse. There are 3 things that I absolutely... AI is an art. It's, quote, artificial. The only art in its name is in the word artificial, which in itself is a joke. Because artificial intelligence cannot be is not... It... It's flawed. Heavily flawed. Yeah, and then you have people on the internet like, oh, yeah, literally. I'm like, I was watching, only the algorithm knows. Also, Chibi is still there? Okay, just checking. Please shine, fishy. Told you all this stuff is relaxing. This is everybody's like, so why don't you go on the internet? Why don't you watch the news? I'm like, because it's stressful. Come on, little eel. Can we even call it? So, I'm gonna be honest. If it's an AI, can we even call it art? Because it wasn't made by a human. There's no emotion or meaning put into it to what it would be considered. Art is something that is pure human emotion and creation. That is literally as it is described. Every single invention made in human, technically in human, except for AI art, is technically a form of art. Like each individual Pokemon and or form is a form of art. Each individual animation is a form of art. But one thing is different from that is different from a animated art piece versus a AI art piece is the animated art piece was you had used partial machinery to help it, mainly human input. Without human input, it is never going to ever be true art. Also, how can you really trust something that has no... Yeah, yeah, Mochi over here is randomly running around and managed to find a shiny Tynamo. The scary thing is also AI doesn't learn on its own. It steals. So you could, like, for instance, the creator of Bluey could retire and no longer want to make episodes. And Disney could just use the AI system that they're putting in there and just continue to start making episodes. I don't think that's okay. Like, there is a fine point. Like, AI has to learn physically by downloading assets. And a lot of the assets that AI is learning from is all forms of social media. It's not just big name companies that are getting stuff stolen from them. There are literal artists who are getting their art taken and then redone with AI, which is absolutely is like, bro, I thought I was bad at making fingers, and then I saw an AI make a finger, and I'm like, God damn, apparently I'm not that bad anymore. At least I know that there's not 6 fingers on something. And the fact that I have to point out, like, to people if something is AI or if it's real for animals is terrifying to me, because I'm like, no, that's not a real animal. That pattern is not biologically possible on a cat or a dog. Sora AI at this point is going to be, I'm calling it right now. AI is going to be used to make fake, is going to be used to make some form of fake political in no matter of something politically in any country. It's going to be used to fake something politically and cause a huge issue. It is going to be the downfall of humanity, because here is the thing. When AI gets so realistic that we cannot tell what is real anymore and what is fake, nothing is, you are constantly living with paranoia. Well, is it real? Is it fake? Did I just get duped? And you're just sitting there like, well, what happened? Was what I watched, was it real? You know, people already have a hard enough time discerning truth and lies on the internet. And now we have to worry about robots going on the internet and just pulling stuff out. Bro, AI isn't just used to humiliate. It's literally taking people who have passed away, putting words in their mouth, and basically disrespecting the dead. Like, I saw that video of Robin Williams, and I get it, but I don't think that it's okay to generate anything of somebody who's passed away. Robin Williams was one of my heroes growing up. And he actually unalived himself on my birthday, my 16th birthday, August 11th, 2014 was my 16th birthday. It was the same day we lost the legend himself, Robin Williams. Yes, I saw it as well. Yes, but there was one good thing to come out of on my birthday. I got to meet the creator of Pokemon and the creator of Zelda and Smash Bros, which technically is Kirby. Yeah, it was back when it was like one of the last 4 E3s before they shut it down, was right under the Pokemon championships in DC that year. So when they were wrapping up all of their presentations down there, they all came to meet up with the creator of Pokemon, because I was the last one in line. But yeah, imagine coming home and the next day you find out that somebody you loved to watch and like inspired you heavily. God damn it, you shine. Here we go again with the Drampa. I know, because, and the worst part is, apparently recently the creators haven't even been able to put as much into their games as they would like, and I don't think that's okay. Oh yeah, I also met the creator of Mario. He was there as well. He was announcing one of the games. So yeah, to hear that he's retiring, honestly, it hurt. But I was kind of expecting it. And they were all really chill guys. They were all like, they really really actually enjoyed talking to the fans and being there. I even gave the creator my my drawing of a 3-stage fire rabbit. That was like a root evolution for like one of the second or third roots. That's what I'm saying. I mean, there's 2 of you. Like, bro, the percentage of this thing showing up is officially 1 in 683. So it should be here. Thus, yes, it was used as part of the inspiration for Score Bunny. Nah, this ain't a bass, this is a fucking catfish. This is one of those things that when you look away, that bites the line. Oh, another thing that happened today is my pregnant guppy passed away. And the worst thing is, like, I was like, please. Like, for the love of gosh, you were like 2 days away from giving birth. Like, why? So I had to very gently press on her tummy to see if any of them made it, and none of them made it. And there were like 20 of them in there. I'm like, Jesus Christ. No wonder you die. You overstuffed. Like, bro, they came out of there. And as somebody who has given birth, I could not help but close my legs in pain. Like, ow? Like, dang, fishy, okay? Can you please shine? Bro, I'm gonna be hunting this thing till Christmas. Cheaty, what number are we on now? But yeah, guppies, platies, and mollies are all fish that actually, they give live birth. Yeah, the eggs literally grow inside the mama. But yeah, on the bright side, I still have one female, and I'm gonna go pick up some more females tomorrow because my male needs more females. And I want baby fish because they're adorable. I like baby fish. I am sad though, because did it take longer to load that time? Oh my god. Bro, I'm just gonna be sitting here forever. Two hours. Bro. The things I do for shiny Pokemon, bro. This isn't even the longest hunt I've ever done. The longest hunt I ever did was a 7.5-month hunt for a shiny Torchic in the original Pokemon X and Y. Yeah, the Masuda method did not work properly in it. I lost count of how many eggs. My poor Blaziken. I do too. That's what I did in between shiny hunting, in between shiny hunting the Torchic. Yes, and unfortunately, since I can't go fishing now because it's too cold, and all the fish have said, it's too cold up here, let's go down there. They all said, go deeper, it's too cold. Certain fish are very, 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 very... I'm a catch and release kind of person. And here's the thing. When I'm done fishing, I miss my shiny octillery. Yeah, have you seen how deep those fishing lures go? The lines are like bro, y'all have lakes that are built built different. Those lakes are deep. They're cursed. They have holes kind of bullshit in there. Like you have the freaking like creatures of the deep. I got a man-made lake. The only creature swimming in there is named Bob. What Pokemon was it? I didn't get. I I I don't get it. I I feel very out of touch here. Bro, there is a... I was not really in the Sonic fandom back in the day because it was questionable. Let's face it, it still is. Also, having the same name as a character... It doesn't help that my name is also Amy IRL. So, yeah, you can imagine the jokes that were made on the playground. Ooh, cherry pie. Yum, yum. I'm gonna be here for ages. Oh no! I need my counter. Okay, what number are we at now? Is it 283? $284. Well, we're actually at 34.04% of it appearing. One second. Every encounter goes up a 0.10 percentage of encountering it. Alpha. I still cannot believe I got that double alpha in the beginning, though. That was insane. I think that might have even been rarer so far than the shiny. I've never seen 2 shiny alpha Tynamo before. Thank you, Cheaty. I'm determined. Is that 291 right there? Okay, so this is 292. Goodness. So yeah, it says at the rate I'm going, it says probability of 1 in 683 and a percentage of almost 35% of it appearing. So that's a lot better than we were doing originally. I very much like this website. It helps me keep my sanity when hunting these things. Because otherwise, well, now we officially have 35% encounter rate of this thing. Lord. And technically, you also have the times 2. If you think about it, you also have times 2. I was hoping I would be able to get on stream today, dang it. Bruh. Oh, there is the two alphas again. Bro, we've been doing this for so long. Double alphas. What the? They just looked at me and it was on sight. Oh my goodness. Cheaty, update on the numbers. Thank you. Now we're at a 1 in 500. In other words, it's saying, bro, any day. Any day now. Are we at 306 or 305? Oh my god, bro, we are almost at 50% chance of getting this thing. What the fuck? Arceus, please. Oh my gosh. I've been at this for 2 hours. I'm just gonna take a sip of my root beer real quick.
Amy. No, I just tried calling you. The baby's up. Please go get her.
Okie dokie.
You gotta go. Not in 5 minutes. Now, please.
Dad, I'm live on
I don't care if you're live.
the. Okay.
I'm cooking. I can't do it. Otherwise, I would.
Okay, I'm going right now. I'm going right now, Dad. Let me go grab the baby. I'll be back. You have the shiny luck, baby. Maybe you can help Mama. Ooh! I has the baby. I swear if we get the shiny when the baby's here. Say hi, Noodles. Yay! Yeah, Mommy's hunting a shiny fish. You gonna go get Dada? Go get Daddy. Or do you want to play on your slide? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be doing this into the evening hours. Okay, I got one more after this. I'm stopping at 3:20. Are you listening? Okay, guys, this is where I'm going to end the stream. Thank you all for tuning in. This is Amy Wolf and saying gotta catch 'em all and catch you later. Little dose of cuteness at the end. We may not got the shabby. We got